It's your Monday, April 8th, weekend rundown and a look into this coming up week for LSU sports. This is Cameron Connor, your host, and after this commercial, I'll be talking about this LSU gymnastics team and their climb to a national championship, plus a lot more, including updates on golf, softball, baseball, spring football, and men's and women's basketball.
It's your time to move things forward. U.S. Army Reserve.
The LSU gymnastics team finished first in the Arkansas Regional with their score of a 198.250, defeating number 10 Arkansas, number 7 Kentucky, and number 15 in Minnesota with two perfect 10s from Miss Haley Bryant herself. Spraining her elbow on Thursday, she came back Saturday and rocked the arena with two 10s on bars and vault, her 17th and 18th of her career. The team score on the night was their second highest at a regional, leading the Tigers to their 14th NCAA regional title in school history. The last time LSU claimed a regional was in 2019 at the Baton Rouge Regional. LSU and Arkansas finished as the top two performers in the regional final on Saturday to advance to the NCAA semifinals on Thursday, April 18th in Fort Worth, Texas. The Tigers and the Razorbacks will face the winner of the Berkeley Regional Final between California, Denver, Arizona State, and Stanford. The times for these meets have not been decided yet, but semifinal 1 will consist of Alabama versus Oklahoma, and then Florida versus Utah, both on ESPN2. The semifinal 2 will consist of Arkansas versus LSU and California versus Stanford, also on ESPN2.
Well, the message is pretty consistent. Accountability, living to our standards. Being elite is hard. And making sure that, from our standpoint, as a team, that we take this spring and we develop the technical and the tactical pieces that are so important going into a preseason camp. So when we get there, we've gone over and understand, the things necessary for us to play fast, because we're going to trust our teaching. The spring is a huge teaching opportunity for us, and they've got to be able to take that technical and tactical teaching and carry that with them into the summer, through the physical development, and then right into preseason camp. And I think they've done a really good job.
The LSU Tigers enter their final week of spring practice with several players breaking out of their shell during practice. Senior wide receiver Kyron Lacey continues to impress. With his consistent performance throughout practice, he appears primed for a breakout season in the purple and gold jersey. Apart from Lacey, other players have caught the eye during spring practice, potentially carving out significant roles for the upcoming season. Here are 5 players that have excelled during the spring practice sessions that Brian Kelly, Joe Sloan, and Blake Baker have highlighted.
So as I have mentioned about Kyron Lacey, one of the things that has clearly been present is that consistency. That wasn't necessarily the case with Kyron. He was easily distracted at times. And I think what has happened here more than anything else is he has found the right zone to be in as it relates to practicing and preparation. I think he learned a lot last year watching Malik and BT and the way they came to practice every day and how they performed, and said, I can do this too. And I'm really proud of him and happy for him, because he's going to have a breakout season because of it. I can see just the way he takes over a practice now in terms of his ability, based upon having a Malik Neighbors and a Brian Thomas, how that's going to translate into great success for him.
Up next, the freshman early enrollee, cornerback PJ Woodland, has really caught everyone's attention during the past 10 days of practice. He's shot up the cornerback depth chart, and people have been talking about him since the first day. Woodland wasn't the most hyped recruit, just a 3-star guy and a late addition to LSU's 2024 class, but he's looking like he'll make an immediate impact, especially after taking first-team reps alongside Ashton Stamps last week. Then there's the young wide receiver Kyle Parker. A redshirt freshman has been getting some serious praise from both the coaches and the media. He's quickly climbed up the depth chart and is set to get plenty of playing time in a really stacked wide receiver group this season. Sure, guys like Lacey, Chris Hilton, and Aaron Anderson have been getting the spotlight during the spring practice, but Parker's been getting his fair share of reps too. LSU's planning to use at least 6 receivers this season, and with players like Lacey, Hilton, Anderson, Parker, CJ Daniels, and junior Zaven Thomas, a transfer from Mississippi State, all showing their stuff, it's going to be an exciting rotation to watch. Parker might be the youngest of the bunch, but he's been a crucial part of the team's offseason progress, making big strides in the right direction. And then offensive lineman Tyree Adams from St. Augustine in New Orleans. Although LSU's starting offensive line seems set, redshirt freshman Tyree Adams has caught attention with his offensive tackle performances in practice. His versatility and reliability make him a valuable asset, especially in the event of injuries or rotation needs. And lastly, safety Sage Ryan. It would be unfair not to include veteran safety Sage Ryan on this list. He's been the most consistent defensive back during practice and has stolen headlines over the last few weeks, specifically after his 3-interception day 2 Saturdays ago. Ryan has been exceptional on the football field throughout practice and looks poised for a big season for the Tigers. After this commercial, I'll be back to talk about golf, baseball with the assistant editor of Tiger Rag, Will Nickel, the Lady Tigers softball team, and the men's and women's basketball team.
The East Baton Rouge Library says this is the year to invest in you. The library brings value by connecting you to information, resources, materials, technology, and experiences. We make a positive difference in your life. All you need is your library card. Stop by one of our 14 locations, open 7 days a week, or find us online at ebrpl.com.
My name is Ingrid Lindblad. I'm from Sweden, and this is my 4th time playing the Augusta National Women's Game. It's meant a lot. It's a little milestone to get in here, and then to get to play it, it's pretty amazing. I remember I watched it in 2019, and I was thinking, this is probably way out of my reach.
If only 2019 Ingrid Lindblad could see 2024 her being ranked number 1 and having had one final chance at the Augusta National in the Women's Amateur, or as Ingrid calls it, the Masters of the Women's Amateur. Ingrid finished off this weekend's tournament in 3rd place for her 3rd top 3 finish and 4 appearances in this prestigious event. No other player in the first 5 years of this tournament has posted 3 top 3 finishes except Ingrid Lindblad. On Saturday, the final day of the tournament, Lindblad posted a solid 3-under round of 69. And while both Ingrid Lindblad and Latana Stone from the women's team were at Augusta this past weekend, the men were playing in Bryan, Texas at the Aggie Invitational. The Tigers finished off the tournament in 4th place for the event, with Lance Yates earning the best finish of his career on Sunday in the final round of action at the Traditions Club. Yates fired a 2-under 70 to move up 10 spots on the leaderboard and finished the tournament at 5 over 221 and tied for 9th. All right, I'm here with the assistant editor of Tiger Rag, Will Nickel. Will, I just have to ask, how many hot dogs did it take for you to get over what happened this past weekend?
Yeah, I try to limit myself normally to like 2 or 3 per game, but it was getting pretty rough this weekend. We might have hit double digits on the hot dog meter.
I saw a video of somebody actually eating 1 hot dog per inning. And I thought of you, actually,
Yeah.
when I saw it.
Yeah, I should try that. I should try and get nine dogs in 9 innings. That might work.
But seriously, what's next for LSU after another SEC loss?
I think the worst part is that it doesn't really get much easier from here, because it's the SEC. You think, you play Florida, Vanderbilt, Arkansas. Well, surely now it's going to lighten up, but they have Tennessee next, and Tennessee's a really good team. I think they ruled Auburn twice this weekend. So, I think they had like 14 home runs in that series. So it's going to be a really tough series. And then, of course, they have McNeese in the midweek, which, a game that they probably are expected to win and should win, but they were expected to beat Southern, and they've been really struggling lately. So you never really know about it, how those midweek games go.
So are you still up in the air about McNeese and for sure up in the air about Tennessee? They're now ranked number 4, but you're kind of still up in the air about McNeese as well. So you're up in the air about everything.
I think everyone's up in the air about everything. I think Jay Johnson's up in the air about everything. I think there's a lot of stuff that is just they have to figure out, because clearly this is not the standard that they are used to being, playing at. So I think they've got a lot of questions to answer.
Do you think Jay Johnson would be more lively and happier when he's on the stand if he had a hot dog or two during the game?
I think it could help. I think it could help for sure. I don't know if it'll actually fix everything, but it would definitely drown some sorrows.
Just one thing. What do you see happening with junior shortstop Michael Braswell? Because to me, it seems he's making a lot of errors.
Yeah, which is that was his thing, is that he was a shortstop. He was good defensively. He might not put up numbers batting wise, but he would be the shortstop that could, play the position. But he leads the conference in errors. He has 9. I think the next closest person has 7. He leads the team in errors, obviously. I think the next closest person on the team has 3 errors for LSU. So, he's really just it's almost every weekend now he's putting up an error, which is not really what you want from your starting shortstop. I don't know if they'll make a change or anything, but something, either he has to change the way he's playing, or they might have to make a change at that position. But we'll see.
What do you see Jay Johnson trying to change, shift, or tweak this week? Even before, tomorrow when they play McNeese, what do you see even happening then? Because like you said, last week with Southern, that was just a doozy. That was unexpected. That was probably didn't feel good at all for anybody on the team to lose that game. So what do you see being changed or tweaked?
I don't really know exactly what they'll be changing, but it's clear that something has to give, something has to be different, because you can't keep losing 3 games a week, and that just can't keep happening. So I don't know if it'll be maybe he's looking at giving some younger guys some time, maybe Ryan Kucherak from the freshman, he could get some time at shortstop. I don't know, but I think there's definitely going to be some mental things that he's going to be working on too, as far as not just lineup stuff, but he's spoken a lot about how the mentality of the players needs to change. He did the cell phone ban in the locker room, and so I think even if it's not a personnel change, something needs to be different. Or he expects something to be different for the upcoming games.
Are you going to be at the McNeese game?
Yes, I will.
You want to give me a hot dog count?
I don't know. I don't think 9 is reasonable, but I have work in the morning, so.
Can't go too crazy with the hot dogs.
Yeah, I can't go too crazy with the hot dogs, but we'll see. I'll keep you updated.
All right. Well, thank you, Will.
Thank you.
And now on to softball. In a nail-biter at Presley Stadium, LSU clawed their way back for 2 crucial runs in the 7th and 8th innings to snatch a 4-3 victory against Florida, evening the series. LSU's season record now stands at 31-5 with a 9-5 mark in SEC play, while Florida moved to 33-6 overall and 8-3 in conference matchups. LSU will finish off this series tonight at Presley Stadium against Florida at 6 p.m. The winner of tonight's game takes the series. After tonight's game, the Lady Tigers will be moving forward and playing against Southeastern this Wednesday, April 10th, and then again this weekend against Auburn in Tiger Park. And now on to women's basketball. Kim Mulkey and the LSU Tigers are gearing up for a crucial offseason in Baton Rouge as they aim to reshape their roster once more. With Angel Reese and Haley Van Lith moving on, Mulkey and her team are eyeing talent from the NCAA transfer portal to bolster their already talented squad. Led by rising star Flau'jae Johnson, SEC Freshman of the Year Michaela Williams, and All-American Anissa Morrow, LSU boasts a formidable lineup. However, adding depth is a top priority this offseason. Let's take a peek at the current roster, recent additions, and where the team is headed. It appears LSU will retain 9 players from last season's squad, barring any transfers including Johnson, Williams, Morrow, Lastir Poa, Aaliyah Del Rosario, Samaya Smith, Amani Bartlett, Janae Kent, and Angelica Velez. On the backcourt, LSU has Johnson, Williams, Poa, Velez, and Kent, and on the front court, LSU has Morrow, Del Rosario, Smith, and Bartlett. Johnson, Williams, and Smith are slated as starters for the upcoming season, pending Smith's recovery progress. However, the transfer portal will play a crucial role in shaping the team's future. For Velez, who only saw roughly 15 minutes of play this past season, averaging 1.2 points per game, and Kent, who saw 63 minutes of playing, averaging 1.6 points per game, their decisions in the coming weeks will be crucial. Will they stay in Baton Rouge? And if so, development will be a key to earning a spot in the rotation. Looking at the front court, this is an area where LSU needs to make strides off-season. As 6'2" Smith continues her recovery, LSU will take a cautious approach to her rehabilitation. Del Rosario's development over the summer will be vital for the team's competitiveness next season. And on to the new recent additions. LSU secured a commitment from Jada Richard, the top player in Louisiana, for the 2024 class. Richard's talent makes her a promising prospect for the program's future. Jersey Wolfenbarger, a 6'5" transfer from Arkansas, and although she didn't play last year in anticipation of transferring, she brings defensive prowess to the team. While she refines her offensive skills, she is expected to play a significant role in the front court next season. Wolfenbarger played 65 games as a Razorback and averaged 5.6 points and 3.8 rebounds per game. She comes to LSU with 2 remaining years of eligibility. With 11 scholarship players currently on the roster, LSU has some flexibility. While 1 or 2 of the players may enter the transfer portal, the team is well positioned. You should expect Mulkey and her staff to target 2 or 3 more portal players this offseason. In a huge area of need for Mulkey and LSU is a point guard and 2 forwards. LSU is actively pursuing Clemson transfer and former 5-star recruit Ruby Whitehorn, a dynamic guard with 2 years of eligibility left. Whitehorn averaged 12.3 points per game, along with 5.6 rebounds and 1.6 assists per game this season. Michigan State transfer D.D. Hagman is also on their radar. Hagman averaged 12.3 points per game, along with the team-high 5.2 assists per game this season. The team is also on the lookout for a quality forward. Mulkey and her staff are determined to make strategic moves in the portal to bolster the team for the upcoming season. And in the world of men's basketball, head coach Matt McMahon and the crew locked in a commitment from Victorious Miller, a top 100 prospect, on Thursday night as the sought-after guard pledged his allegiance to the program. Miller recently changed course from his commitment to Oregon, and LSU swiftly swooped in to secure his services after he received a release from his national letter of intent. With Miller on board, LSU now boasts its 3rd top 100 prospect in the 2024 cycle, elevating the class to the 13th spot nationally. Standing tall at 6'5", Miller is a scoring guard ranked among the top 15 players at his position. His commitment solidifies LSU's 2024 class as one of the SEC's best, as McMahon works on rebuilding the team for the long haul. Looking ahead, Miller will join forces with top 60 prospects Curtis Givens, and Robert Miller III in the 2024 class, a trio poised to make an immediate impact on the program. Curtis Givens is a standout point guard. Givens ranked among the top 5 in the nation at his position. Hailing from Memphis, Tennessee, this 4-star recruit has caught the attention of recruiters nationwide. Coach McMahon praised Givens' versatility, work ethic, and leadership qualities, noting his knack for boosting the team performance. With impressive stats both in the AAU and EYBL circuits, Givens is set to shine at LSU. Robert Miller III is a formidable presence at 6'11". Miller is a 4-star recruit from Pasadena Memorial High School. Ranked among the top 60 prospects nationally, Miller brings a unique skill set to LSU. Coach McMahon highlighted Miller's versatility on both offense and defense, emphasizing his ability to handle the ball, shoot from beyond the arc, and provide solid rim protection. With impressive stats from his junior year, Miller is poised to make a significant impact at LSU.
I think that most people that contact the 9-a-day Lifeline are looking to be heard and to feel seen.
Anybody that calls here to talk about anything that has them upset, we will talk to them.
Even on our chat and text services, you will be actually chatting and texting with a real person.
We have enough resources to be able to help people in any type of situation.
We have helpline specialists that are trained to handle the variety of calls that we get.
It's a very laid-back thing. We're not judging anybody. We're just a listening ear that some people don't have.
All right, that's it for today's episode. The gymnastics squad won't be back on the floor until April 18th when they compete against Arkansas in the semifinals. Football is officially almost back with its spring game this Saturday, April 13th at 1 p.m. in Tiger Stadium. The women's golf team will be having their SEC championship this weekend, starting April 12th and ending April 16th in Bel Air, Florida. Coach Jay Johnson Tigers will be back on the field this Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. against McNeese State University, and then again this weekend against number 4 Tennessee. The Lady Tigers softball team will finish off its Florida series tonight at Presley Stadium at 6 p.m. The winner of tonight's game takes the series. And after tonight's game, the Lady Tigers will be moving forward and playing against Southeastern this Wednesday, April 10th, and then again this weekend against Auburn in Tiger Park. Stay tuned to TigerRag.com for more LSU sports updates, and I'll be back later.